Hello, guys, and welcome to the Valerical podcast. So, today's week's episode, I want to make about art, like not art, but my creative side more, because I have a lot of mathematical hobbies and languages. So, today I'm gonna talk about my journaling past, about me drawing, about me going to the painted club, and some bunch of other stuff. I think I don't know. I don't have any specific plan actually, so we are gonna decide. Like, gotta go. And at first, I'm gonna show you my drawings that I have made. I think for the past 2 months, because I decided that I'm gonna have one rule for myself, that I'm gonna draw every single Sunday or Saturday, like every weekends. So I started to do that, and it is actually really interesting. I love it so much. I have made something like this and this. I have different kinds of paintings, so they are so cute. I love them so much. And actually, it is so relaxing to draw. It is hobby that I actually really love. But in the past year, I don't think that I did it really frequently because I studied a lot other subjects, and just like drawing it seemed really unnecessary for me. So I'm gonna show. Oh my god, I love this one. I think that it has such a deep meaning. I love it. I love it. Actually, I also have watched recently the Owl House cartoon. Oh my god, I love it. It's the best that I have ever watched, and I have drawn it. And I have drew Hunter's Golden Guard. Actually, I love him so much. I'm obsessed with him. Yeah, and I think that, I don't know, probably we're gonna just like switch to the cartoon side because I love it so much, and I'm gonna rewatch it. I am the person that never rewatches anything, like almost. But regarding cartoons, I love Gravity Falls, so probably because of that, I love The Owl House too. So why I love it, I think that it is because it is made similarly to Gravity Falls, and also every character there has like different personality, and I don't know, like specific characteristics to them or something like that. And also like the main group of them is like a weirdos, and I don't know why, but something it may collect and align with this group. So I was like, okay, I love it and I'm gonna watch it. And it was actually spontaneous how I started to watch it, because my father advised me this cartoon because he found it at on TikTok or somewhere, and I started to watch it with him and with my sister, but eventually I just did it myself. I was so obsessed with it, so I just like postponed some studies that I had, and I just watched it, and it is marvelous experience. Yeah, and actually I'm slightly sad about the fact that it has ended, and I thought that in third season it's gonna be more like episodes, but it was only three. And I don't care that it is like it goes for 45 minutes, I think. Yes, for 45 minutes. But guys, I want more. There can be sequence actually, because I don't know, it can be developed more. And I know that it's gonna be developed more, but it's not gonna be cartoon, but it's gonna be like comics or something like that. I'm not a fan of that stuff, but I wish that a cartoon will be made. So I'm really excited, and I'm gonna rewatch it with my sister right now. Probably I'm gonna watch it in English too, because I have watched it in my native language and I love it so much. And actually, about different characters, I liked Hunter, the ones that I have showed you. And I think that probably because he's blonde and I have this huge obsession with blonde guys. And he has the really amazing nose, but I don't care. Like, okay, I think that it is more about personality and his aura and vibe in general, because even when I have not set his face, I knew that, oh my god, it's gonna be my crush for this cartoon. So it was really fun to watch him and observe him and develop also as a character. Also, I think that I also saw me in him in the way that he actually worked hard to be just like this golden guard, like to have this possession. So probably it is because of that. And also I think that he's really interested because he has love interest too in this cartoon, but I'm not obsessed with it. I thought, I don't know what I saw. And also about other characters, for example, the main character, she is not straight, and it was actually really interesting to see something like that because I have not seen it in cartoons, and it was made like it is acceptable and it is okay to choose whoever you want. And a lot of other different relationships, it was really interesting. It was maybe not fully developed because it just like happened spontaneously with the main character and with other characters too about their relationships. But in the end of the day, I think that it was really interesting and like a general cartoon. I loved it so much. Also, I loved Collector. Actually, I thought that it was a girl at first, but probably it is not. Probably it is a boy. But okay. And I think that he reminds me of a Bill Schaefer from Gravity Falls. So I'm obsessed with it because I was a huge fan of Bill Schaefer and I wanted to be friends with him when I was a kid. So, yes, it was strange, but I think that I still have this interest and thoughts about characters like that. So, I liked Collector. And actually, it was also interesting how like his vulnerability was exposed, how he didn't want to be alone, and how others supported him, and like he became their friend. So it was actually really, I don't know, like heartbreaking, I would say, and I cried a lot. And yes, it was interesting. I'm gonna rewatch it, and I advise everybody to watch it too. I start to repost every freaking TikTok about this cartoon, so I think that it's gonna go for a while. And yeah, I think that it is all about this cartoon because I'm gonna go into obsessed details and you probably didn't watch it, but I highly recommend. And let's move actually, I don't know, probably to drawing habit because actually art and all this creative side, it is the topic of today's podcast. And what I can say, I developed this habit just like to rest, to give my mind like some peace and rest because I overwork myself, I study a lot. So it is actually interesting because I usually go to my grandmother's house and I draw there. She's also very good at drawing. So she taught me slight details when I was a kid. And I decided that it's gonna be like inspiration even more. And actually, 3 years or 2 years ago, I went to the painting club, and for me it was really riveting experience, and I did it with my sister because I was so passionate about drawing, and I thought that maybe I'm gonna become a designer or something in that field. I didn't know exactly, so I started, and it was a really small group, but teacher was really sweet, and she helped me a lot, and I really saw beautiful paintings there. I collect them in my room somewhere. I think that I will not be able to find it in any moment because probably it is like somewhere at the back. So yes, And I think that every person has to have a creative hobby. And when I started to read Akatar and she paints, like the main character paints there a lot. And for me, it unlocked something also. So I started to draw again. And in fourth book, if I remember correctly, she started, it's gonna be like a slight spoiler if you want to watch it or didn't watch it or whatever, but she started like to go to a painting studio, and she even like created one. And for me it was like so motivating and also inspirational. And I think that it is also because spring started, I'm also full of energy, and this like creative energy just flew inside of me and it had to be out. And I actually, right now, I know a lot of stuff that I'm gonna do in summer, and I want to do creative projects regarding my programming field, like IT field. So I think that I'm gonna work on that, but I'm not sure because I also have prom and exams and like a lot of stuff that doesn't even connect with studying, and if it connects it, it is more like organization moments. So yes, also about like creativity, for me, I unlocked for myself journaling, and actually it wasn't spontaneous because I started to see information about journaling on TikTok. Actually, a lot of habits that I have right now, it came from TikTok or from YouTube podcasts and videos. And about journaling, I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing that because I think a lot and I wanna like this all thoughts on a paper and just like forget about them. I started and I wasn't consistent, even though I'm really, really consistent person. I'm like crazy, crazy consistent person. I cannot stop. So I was like, okay, I don't know why it is so tricky to me. So I was like, okay, let's sit and start. I did it for 5 days and think, and for me, I thought that it is boring. Also, I wasn't really good in writing English. So I was like, no, guys, it just like stressing me out, it is distracting, and I don't want to do that. So I was like, okay, let's postpone it and just like leave it behind. It's not for me. I'm gonna find something new. I don't know. Like, I love reading. I think that is gonna be enough. I'm connected with literature, with language, and all that stuff. It's gonna be okay. But later, I just like a lot of stuff started to pop up about journaling, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start again. And again, it was unsuccessful. And the third time when I started to do that, it was recently. It was like, I think 3 months ago. Yeah, it is. No, it was actually even more because it was before January, and I don't know, something just clicked and I was like, okay, let's do that again. I'm like better at writing English, and I just have a lot of thoughts and I must write them down. Also, I have seen a lot of, again, a lot of TikTok videos about journaling, and one girl really inspired me, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna start. So I bought a journal and I started writing about my day. It was just like, I don't know, just like, I don't know, like chapter of a book probably. And it was really basic, and actually my first page, it was dedicated to my childhood best friend who taught me how to do makeup, and it was just like start. I was so inspired about this like makeup history because I always wanted to learn how to do that, but I just like, I didn't know, and I didn't like search on any social media. She searched actually, and she just like gave me information. So I was like, okay, let's write this down. And the next day, I also went out and something interesting happened. So I started to document it. And every single other day, I started to document it and document it. So it just like became a habit. Right now, I just like cannot fall asleep if I have not journaled. For example, like on weekends, I do not usually journal because I visit my grandmother and I do not have a lot of times there because I also was my cousin. And we just like fall asleep really late. We go out, we just like do some entertaining stuff. So it is tricky, but when I'm at home, I'm always like, I study. And after studying, I just like journal and fall asleep. And for example, yesterday, I went out with my sister, my mother, and my little brother in our yard, and I actually spent a lot of time outside. It is really surprising for me because when I'm at home, I usually at home, and then I do not get ready to go out like in a city center. I just stay at home, and I'm just productive girl. But I have done like two homeworks for my courses that took me really long. I had school and I was like, okay, I can rest. I'm not sure what I want to do like later. I know that when I'm gonna have my German lesson, after my German lessons that ends at 9, I'm gonna just watch the old house with my sister and we're gonna have fun time. But before that, I'm free. I know that I can fill it with some like educational content and just like podcasts. I don't know, like probably some physics practice. I don't know, like everything. It can be everything. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna go out and spend time with my family. So I did. And I was just like sitting and observing skies and birds, and I marveled actually at birds. It can sound strange, but it was just like some, I don't know, like calm presence of them and their freedom that inspired me. Also, it is like, I don't know, probably their life in general and how much space they can take. I mean, just like we could go only on foot, and yes, we can just like take a plane and fly, but they can do it as simply as we walk, so they can do whatever they want. And for me, it was also interesting that they live actually in a roof of my house. So they just like go out and fly around in general. And they are near, they are also playful, some of them just like go straight somewhere. So I think that it also just like inspired me in some way how much freedom we have and how much we should to enjoy our life. I'm also really grateful to these birds and like to my life in general that I don't know, just that I have it and that I'm able to breathe and live and do whatever I want. So yes, it's just like a moment of gratitude that I wanted to dedicate. And also, I write gratitude in my journal. I sometimes write some affirmations. It just like, for example, I write about my day, and at the bottom, I write, like, for example, 3 affirmations. Like, why not? I'm not sure whether they work or not, but I think the presence of them really, I don't know, like, makes me not like kind to myself, but I don't know, just like grateful about everything. So I really advise that. I also have seen that it's like you can document more your thoughts. I document my thoughts about my day, just like to remember. It's just like my, I don't know, it's just like my book about me, about my life. And I know that in the end of the day, I'm gonna forget some moments. And when I'm gonna look at it, I will remember like one day of my life and I will see, oh my God, I have such an amazing life. And I document all good and bad moments. So it's gonna be a balance and it's chapters of my life. I also why I wanted to create about this podcast about chapters, because I think that every day is a new chapter, because it is basically a fresh start and you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. And I don't know, like it is not that hard, I think, to change your personality, because I think that you can wake up and just like, okay, I'm a different person. I have different hobbies. I just like, I don't know, I'm just like different. So I was like, okay. And my first journal, I named it chapter one. Even basically, I think that I should have named it as book one. And like every, I don't know, like every essays that I have wrote, it should have been called chapters. But okay, it is done. It is done. So I think that to fill my first journal, it took me 3 months or 2 months. And my journals that I have right now is that I was presented by my best friend from abroad. And I have not filled it yet, but I'm just like gotta go. And I have started it like 3 months ago or 2 months ago. Cannot be sure. Cannot be sure. So it is basically about that. I think that before I refilled my creative side by reading, because I started to read really spontaneously just to improve my English skills, and I just like found it also on TikTok. Then it was a book talk that I have found also on TikTok, and I just like started reading, even though my first book that was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, I didn't like it that much because it was actually a romance in a real world. And right now I just understand that it's not for me, because also it had a tragic ending, and it's not my case scenario, okay? And when I started to read romantasy, it just brought me so much light moments. And when I would work myself, I just like go and read my book, and they just like so refreshing, and I just get to experience emotions like a normal person and just like live like a normal person. So it is really good. I advise reading everybody. I don't know, like if you say that you do not like reading, I do not believe anybody who says that, because it is not true. I think that you just have not found your genres that you like. For example, you can like horror books. I don't know, like romances, romantasy. It can be whatever. If you like movies, you will for sure love books. I don't know. I don't know, I have no explanation, because I actually see a lot of people that do not like reading, but I do not believe that. I cannot acknowledge that in my mind. So, please, if you do not read, start reading, or just like start, I don't know, like maybe comics. You like comics, or just like find some interesting stuff that you will enjoy reading and just like start. You will be obsessed. I'm sure. I'm sure you will be obsessed. So yes, and I think that spring in general, especially May, I love this month. It is the best month, I think, in a whole year. I love it because it is not like schools that we have tests and whatever. It's just like distracting. And it is more about the lives that it brings to me, like a lot of energy, and the fact that I read a lot. I read really, really a lot. Uh, Actually, not a lot if comparing to some people who read, I don't know, like 100 books a year, but comparing to my like general reading stuff, like last year I have read, I think, 5 books in 1 month, or four, do not remember exactly, but also it was like connected with my reading pace. I wasn't that like fast reader in English, so it was really good for me. And also I had my other studies, but I also read a lot. And this spring, I think that for me it connected with cartoons that I have watched, and also with reading. I started to read it faster. Also, when I dry my hair, I started to read my book. And it is really a recent experience, and I'm excited to wash my hair every single day right now. Because before I just dry it upside down with hair dryer, and for me it was quite boring to stand for 25 minutes just like doing nothing. So I was like, okay, let's implement something. And at first I was like, probably scroll Pinterest and just like move to my vision board. But then I was like, nope, it is not comfortable, so let's start reading. And yes, it is something that I do right now, and I really love it. Also, I started to read in German, not fully, sometimes. I have one book downloaded. It is more for romance and reality because I know that it's gonna be easier to read. I'm not gonna jump into fantasy when I have a two level because it's gonna be crazy. Right now, it is slightly crazy, but we are gonna cope with that. I have started the same way with English, so we are gonna go with the flow. We are gonna develop our language skills and learn words. So everything is gonna be fine. And I would say that I love this book also. It calls. I cannot say you the name of it because I do not remember it. But it's something about summer and like girl named Persephone. I do not think that I pronounced it correctly. But I know that the guy is Sam, okay? I think that it is enough information. So about like other creative stuff, let's just like probably list everything that I do. It is I used to paint, but right now I'm more draw. I think that I enjoy it more. Because probably because it is easier. Yes, it can be easier, but I think that it is easier in many ways, just like from stuff that you need to do that and to the I don't know place where you can do that and just like other stuff and the general techniques. I think that it is easier. Then it's gonna be reading. It's just I don't know, just like obsession. Okay. It can be movies and cartoons. I did not watch movies specifically. I do with my family and with my grandmother, sometimes with my friends, but a lot I do not do that. I prefer books. So we are gonna just include for me personally cartoons because I don't know, I think that I love cartoons even more than movies. I don't know, sounds strange. Something strange, yeah. And then it's gonna be journaling. I would say that it is creative because it is writing. Also, I used to crochet and knit actually also, but crocheting is better. I have made even some toys. My aunt taught me how to do that, and I was like, okay, you're gonna just like do some stuff alone. I found also a lot of different tutorials on YouTube. I did turtle. I have crochet turtle. I have not finished it actually. I have all details made, but I just need to put everything together. But I didn't for some type of reason because I just like have some moment of inspiration to crochet and then I just do not have it and then I just study so I just like dish it away. I don't know when I'm gonna pick it up. I had some thoughts recently to start doing it again, but I just don't think that I will. So it is slightly tragic, I would say, because I was really inspired to do that, and I actually even made some toys that I presented even to my sister. But we are gonna leave it behind for this point in my life, for this chapter in my life. Later, probably I'm gonna pick it up. Yeah, I don't know. Also, my sister brought me these sunglasses. I would not say that they are so cute, cool, and cute, but I think that I really love them. Yes, I don't know what I'm freaking doing, but it is actually interesting. Actually, I have glasses for my sight because I see not bad but not the best, and I can show them to you guys also because I have not shown them to you, and they look like this. I love it. I look so cute and even more intelligent. Yes, I'm so obsessed with intelligence, so cannot be blamed, cannot be blamed. So they're so cute. I'm not wearing it right now because I'm gonna go and have math lesson with my classmates, and I'm gonna wear them. I cannot wear them actually for a lot of periods of day. I'm not sure why. I don't know. My eyelids are just tired, like everything regarding my head is tired, and yes, probably it is because I do not blink that often when I wear them because I concentrate a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. So today I'm gonna have my math lesson. Not that excited. Not that excited about that. And I know that outside it is suffocating hot, and where the math lesson is gonna be really cold. So I'm gonna wear jeans. I'm actually gonna go like this. So cute and pretty, and magnificent. And after that, I'm just gonna have dinner, shower, just like do my night routine, probably journal if I'm gonna have time. And then at 7, I'm gonna have my courses that will end at 10. Yeah, in the evening. So basically, it's gonna be my day. Yeah, I enjoyed yesterday. It was just like so refreshing, not something that I can afford every single day. I can, but I just do not let myself, okay? We are gonna leave this information because it is basically me. And yeah, basically it is all. I don't think that I have anything else to tell you. I don't know, I just like missed 2 weeks of recording and filming, and I just decided that I'm just like so creative this weeks, and I usually do not have time. I have a lot of stuff regarding prom and my personal stuff, so I was like, okay, today I'm gonna dedicate to filming, and it's gonna be about creativity because it is spring, because it is May, and it is the best time ever. So yes, I think that it is all for today, and thank you for watching, guys. See you next chapter. Do me, I'm worth it. Baby, I'm